Hey everybody, this is session 3 of our series, Worship More Than a Song. Worship is about so much more than music and singing. It's about pouring our hearts out to God. In fact, when I think of that, pouring our hearts out to God, I think of people in the Bible like Hannah in the Old Testament. She poured her heart out to God, asking Him to give her a child. Or I think of David in Psalm 51, who poured his heart out to God in confession and repentance after he sinned with Bathsheba. Or I think of Jeremiah in the book of Lamentations. He poured his heart out to God over the destruction that the Israelites had brought upon themselves. But you know, I also think about times in my own life where I poured my heart out to God. Moments where I poured my heart out in confession and repentance over my own sin. Moments where I poured my heart out to God in praise and thanksgiving because I was overwhelmed by God's blessings in my life. I think of times where I've poured my heart out to God on behalf of my wife or my kids or other loved ones. Or how about the time I was out in the middle of a pouring rain, pouring my heart out to God because honestly I was mad at Him and I was mad at life at that point. You see, moments like those haven't always changed my circumstances, but they always change me. I think the reason that those pour your heart out to God kind of moments are so impactful is because in those moments, we come to the end of ourselves. In those moments, we realize how completely, utterly dependent on God we really are. We realize that we're really not as strong and smart and resourceful as we often think we are. In fact, in those moments of pouring our hearts out to God, for whatever reason, we realize simply that we desperately need Him. And that realization opens the door to a whole new depth of worship, a depth that we could never reach if we never reached those moments of having to pour our hearts out to God. So here's the thing. Not always, but oftentimes, those moments of pouring our hearts out to God are accompanied by pain. But don't be afraid of those moments. Allow yourself to pour your heart out to God in raw honesty. Allow yourself to come to the end of yourself and recognize your complete and utter dependence upon God. Those moments will change you, and those moments will change your perspective, and those moments will change how you worship